Not only are you teaching him that brand names are what is most important to fit in, but do you honestly think that every single kid on his sports team is drinking the exact same drink, which is Gatorade? As someone who did sports as a kid, I was in gymnastics. That is highly unlikely. Everyone had something different. Also, do you think the Gatorade is some sort of status symbol amongst kids? They literally don't.
My time is running out. I must go on. To the silent catacombs, where Cookie sought refuge from a great massacre.
When the devil swung his blade, the world fell silent in a breathless instant. And now the beast has returned from his imprisonment, the one they call
Silent Salt Cookie.
The tomb must remain untouched.
Care how you hydrate yourself. He's not going to be left out because there isn't a Gatorade logo on his bottle. But it's also like, what exactly does this do that Gatorade doesn't? What, your mysterious bag of white chemicals are better than their bottle of chemicals? It doesn't make sense. Why we refuse to silence our kids on airplane flights, and why you should too. And if this isn't the most selfish video I've ever seen, I don't know what is. We've learned to never silence our kids on flights. Their little voices, their fussiness, it's all a part of the family story. Traveling with your family is about making memories, not chasing perfection. Embrace the noise. Yeah, so when every single person that's a passenger on that plane paid for their ticket that may have cost them hundreds of dollars, they didn't consent, sign up for, or agree to you refusing to parent the child that you chose to have. Just because you can't be bothered to discipline your children, teach them that it's not okay to be a nuisance in public, doesn't mean everybody else should have to sit there and deal with that. That is a cruel thing to do, especially if it's going to be an overnight flight or a long flight. Also, this idea of you're entitled to a child-free life, not a child-free world, is absolutely ludicrous. Because a child-free world isn't what people are asking for, and you're making these people out to be the villain. People are just wanting you to put some time and some effort into the kids that you chose to have. It's not up to them. Then, in this video, this woman shows her child throwing a tantrum when he only has just his food in front of him, and the only thing that got him to stop and relax and eat was propping up an iPad against a cup for the kid to watch while he eats. Congratulations, you have conditioned your son into needing an iPad in order to eat. Do you know how hard of a habit that's going to be for him to break in the future? When my siblings and I were little kids, if we acted up in public, which is something that we rarely, if ever, did, because iPads weren't a thing at the time, which means we weren't reliant on them to have fun or to behave. But on the rare occasion that we did act up, my mum would just give us a stern look and tell us that if we didn't behave, we would be punished. Whether that be an early bedtime after dinner, or there'd be no dessert after dinner, or we'd get our Xbox or PlayStation 3 taken off us. You know, very basic things that kids don't want. And shortly after being told, we'd whip into shape real quick.
Nothing smells like regret more than the smell of your own BO. Ugh, no thanks. That's why you deserve a deodorant that keeps you smelling fresh. Your One True Dove, aluminum-free deodorant.
More protein?
This is good.
More fun. Go-Gurt with 2 times the protein.
My son just broke his iPad today, and it got me to thinking, how many iPads and devices have y'all broken over the years? So let's count.
You want gold?
Number 1.
All gold is mine.
Yeah, this is all within 3 years now. Number 1. Number 2, how the freak does that happen? And this was the latest one. Number 3. This is crazy. Number 4.
These was like $1,000.
Right. Number 5. This is crazy. Number 6. And number 7. Do y'all know how much money this is wasted? How much money do you think this is, right?
And this is why I cannot even begin to stress enough how important it is to not make your children reliant on technology. Because they've never known a time in their lives without technology, and they've constantly had this technology replaced for them because the parents don't want to deal with them. They've never been made to understand how expensive and how important these iPads are. These kids run for iPads like they're candy because y'all are making it way too accessible nowadays. So they don't know a life without it and just assume that it's cheap and easily available at all times. In order to fix this behavior, give them what they're supposed to be having from day one, which is crayons and coloring books. Because it's not just the 7 iPads they own and play with, it's also a VR headset and 2 whole portable PlayStation controllers, which I literally didn't even know existed, to play on the go, on top of those iPads. This is a suffocating way to raise children because you're not giving them a moment to breathe in the real world when they're constantly buried in some sort of screen. Because if they don't have an iPad screen, they have a VR headset screen. And if they don't have a VR headset screen, they have a mini PlayStation controller screen. Guys, that is too much! POV, you swapped cool dinosaur clothes for mind-numbingly boring neutrals and never looked back. Some of these parents project too much of what they want on their kids, and it is genuinely a problem. Because when I was a kid, one of my absolute favorite shirts that I got as a hand-me-down from my older sister was a purple Paul Frank shirt, you know, with that monkey on the front, that I loved to wear so frequently. But when I lost it, I was absolutely distraught because of how much I missed seeing it in my closet. And to this day, I still haven't forgotten about it. And the same situation applies here. If you get your child used to that dinosaur clothing and all of a sudden one day it just disappears, they're going to throw a tantrum and will be upset until those clothes are found. Which is not only a pain for the child, but it's a pain for the parent as well. And when I showed this video to my mum for the first time, she was in absolute shambles because this woman thought it was a good idea to dump an entire can of baby formula into a dispenser. Then equal parts water to mix it into a clumpy, chunky mess of a drink so that it can sit out on a warm bench all day. All just so that the mum doesn't have to make a fresh bottle every time the baby needs to eat. All just so that the mum doesn't have to make a fresh bottle every time the baby needs to eat. I'm not even a mother. I don't know the first thing about raising a child, but it's obvious that you can't do this. If you leave formula sitting outside of the fridge, use it within 2 hours. Room temperature is the perfect climate for bacteria to grow, so you'll need to throw away a bottle that has been sitting out for 2 hours or longer. So here's the thing. If this person was serious about this hack, then they're putting their own child at risk. However, if they're just rage baiting and a newborn mother who's exhausted and doesn't know any better comes across this video and they try it for themselves because you tricked them into doing so, then they're putting their baby at risk because you're trying to get a reaction online from vulnerable mothers. But it's also nasty because baby formula can sometimes go up to $30 a tin. So you've either way overfed your baby in 2 hours, potentially given your own baby harmful bacteria, or wasted money and baby formula that could have gone to another mother and another baby. So any way you go about this, it's just terrible. Also, what is the point in taking your child to see a new movie just to give them your phone so that they can watch something else when they get bored of that movie? As if this isn't the exact reason why they have such a horrible attention span to begin with. I truly don't understand this. When I was a kid, going to the movies was quite literally the most exciting thing in the world to do, especially during the school holidays, because that's when all of those huge Hollywood blockbuster companies would release their best movies for the kids. But now, and again, as I keep repeating, if it has nothing to do with their little touchscreen device, they show absolutely zero interest in anything. But what also pisses me off is that these new age parents have such little regard for the people around them, because a child watching Bluey in the middle of this movie theater isn't just a visual distraction, but it's an auditory distraction as well. Not only should you be training your child's attention span so that they can sit through an hour 30-minute movie, but you should teach them the importance of respecting public rules so that nobody else's enjoyment is hindered.
Y'all wanna know what the most wild things that the students say to me aren't even like curse words or like things we shouldn't say or mention in school. Number one, you would not believe the amount of students that ask me, can you change my grade? And I'm like, yeah, does it do missing work? And they're like, no, like just change it. I have like a 63, I want a 84, can you just change it?
When you need comfort, bring out the Bob.
It's all happening too fast.
What, you nervous about the wedding?
No, it's the house, dude. We gotta prove it.
Bro, don't stress. This house, it's the one.
Speaking of the one, Cater.
And the fact that they're 14 and asking me this makes me think that a teacher has done that for them. Because why would you just randomly ask that? That was number one. Number two, can you please tell my mom that I'm doing well? I mean, like, yes, I try to do, but like, I'll put it on the to-do list, okay? Number three, they will ask me all the time, can my friend come in here? No, I don't know your friend. I already don't like your friend. No one can, I'm not a babysitter. They get real mad when I say that. They're like, well, you don't have to babysit us. If you're in my room and I have to supervise you, is that not the definition of babysitting? No. Number four is they will come to my door and they will ask me, will you write me a pass to a different class? Because they don't have my class right now. They're like, oh, can you write me a pass to Spanish? And I'm like, why do you need a pass? And they're like, well, I'm tardy. And I'm like,
let silence
but I would write you a pass if you were with me and I like kept you were like finishing work or something, then I would write you a pass. Like, I'm not just going to write you a pass so the teacher does not think that you were just in the hall. Are y'all doing this? Why are they asking this? Someone has to be doing these things for the students to continuously ask me. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna lie. And they're like, why? No one know. Okay, still no.
How is this happening? I'm struggling with kindergartners not even wanting to put effort into color. They will literally use one color, scribble for 2 minutes, and then be like, I'm done now, can I get on the computer? Nothing means anything to these kids anymore if it's not a computer or a screen or a phone or a device. They don't understand how school works. They don't understand the rules of education. They don't connect with their work and learn from it and simply just view it as a means to an end, which is getting back on the technology that they already spend way too much time on. Teacher, why do you always make us do work?
The gods no longer
Tell me, dude, why exactly do you think that you're there? You're a high school student. Do you think that it's just an alternative location to home that lets you sit around and scroll on your phone all day? Have you not seen a TV show or saw a movie or read a book about what exactly it is that kids do when they're in school? How do they not know?
I have a sister that was born in 2012, which, by the way, I didn't know that was possible. Thought 2012 was for Coney, but she's a generation after Gen Z. They're called Generation Alpha. I don't like the tone of that. But I was trying to connect with her. I was like, so girl, like, what's cool on the Disney Channel these days? She looks me dead in the